Hello guys, here's Graphity. In this new tutorial, I'll show you how to create 3 professional lower thirds with After Effects. If you like motion design, this tutorial is meant for you. So, without further ado, let's get started. Here we are in After Effects 2019. You can download the AE tutorial project file and the free lower thirds template on the description below. Let's create a new composition, 1920 by 1080. We will rename it Final Comp and press OK. Let's create another composition with the same settings and rename it All Lower Thirds and press OK. Drag the All Lower Thirds composition to the Final Comp composition and lock it. Let's create our third composition. Rename it Lower Thirds 01. Change the height to 550 and press OK. Fine. Drag Lower Thirds 01 to All Lower Thirds and go to Lower Thirds 01. Enable the action save. Select the rectangle tool and double-click on the icon to create a rectangle. Rename it Black Background and display the rectangle properties to add round corners on the shape. Put the radius at 30% and change scale percentage to 90. OK. Add a fill effect on the shape layer and change the color to black. Add another effect called the Venetian blinds and change the transition completion to 5%. Look! It creates small horizontal gaps on the shape. Now change the direction to 35% to change the gaps directions. Select the black background and lock it. Select the Shape tool and create a polygon shape. Maintain Ctrl plus Shift and drag the mouse down to create a polygon shape. To change the number of corners on the polygon, release the Shift and Ctrl button, press the down arrow key on your keyboard while holding the left mouse button to reduce the number of corners. Select the Anchor Point tool. Hold Ctrl and double-click on the Anchor Point tool to center the anchor point of the triangle. Drag the triangle to the left and rename it Triangle 01. Rotate and reposition the triangle as you want. After, go on to the triangle properties, add round corners and increase the scale value. If it's not enough for you, you can still change it as you like. Try to reposition the triangle, change the rotation and the scale as you want. Now, let's add an effect called Gradient Ramp. You can put any desired color. Let's adjust the ramp of the colors. OK, great. Let's add a glow effect to make it more shiny. Put the threshold at 55%. Radius 170%. And intensity at 1:1. These are my settings. You can still put anything you desire. Let's adjust a little bit the gradient. OK, fine. Add an After Effects presets called Wiggle Position. It will add a little bit of random movements on the triangle. Duplicate the triangle 2 times. And reposition them as shown. You can change some settings on the triangle to match your idea. Good. Now, take the text tool and add a text. Let's add your name as a random text. I'm using the font Montserrat. You can find it on Google, it's absolutely free. Pre-compose the text and rename it your name obviously. Double-click on the pre-comp and change the width of the composition to 4,500 and height to 450. And press OK. Change the scale to 250, center the anchor point by holding Ctrl and double-click on the anchor point tool and align the text. Go back to the lower third 01 and align your text to the screen. OK. Now, copy the gradient ramp on the triangle and paste it on the text layer. Reposition the ramp colors of the gradient. Done? Fine. Take the text tool and write a random title text. Pre-compose the text and rename it Title 01. Double-click on the pre-comp and change the comp setting as we done for the last text layer comp. Change the text scale. Go back to the previous comp and also make some changes on the scale of the text comp. Change the style font to regular. Align the text anchor point. Reduce the scale of the text layer. And align the text. OK. Try to align and rescale the text. Great! Duplicate the text comp by pressing Ctrl D 2 times. And align them below each other. OK. Let's start animating everything. Select the black background layer, duplicate it 3 times. And put each black background on top of each triangle layer to create an alpha matte. Also disable all the effects we put previously on each black background so that it shouldn't affect the triangle. Okay, done. Let's add an After Effects presets called Wiggle Position to the triangles. This wiggle will add a random small movement on the triangle. Just change the wiggle amount to 8 pixels. It must have a small impact on the triangle. Look how the wiggle affect greatly the triangle. Now, just copy this effects and paste them on the 2 other triangle. Fine. For this small triangle, we'll just change the speed wiggle to 0.5. Let's have a look. Great! Now, let's animate this text layer. Double-click on the comp, make sure to put the text paragraph to the left. Enable the animator tracking. Put the tracking amount to 140. Add now a fill color opacity animator. OK. Enable the tracking keyframe and go to 1 second and change the tracking to 0. We'll adjust a little bit the start range to 30% and increase the tracking amount to 150%. Easy ease the keyframes. Go to the graph and copy how the graph is displayed. OK. Now for the second animator, put the opacity to 0. Put the start range at 100%. Enable the keyframe. Put each one at 0 and 1 second on the timeline and put the first keyframe at 0%. Easy ease the keyframes. And copy how the graph is displayed. Good. Now go back to the previous comp and we'll animate the background layer. Select the scale of the background, disable the join icon so that they should no more be attached. Put 2 keyframes at the start and at 1 second of the timeline and change the value of the last keyframe to 0% and inverse them. Easy ease the keyframes or press F9 and copy how the graph is displayed. Copy the keyframes and paste them on all the other 3 black background. Press U to reveal the keyframes. Great! We'll hide this 3 layers, we don't need them anymore. Let's animate now the triangle. Display 2 keyframes at the start and at 1 second of the timeline, and just drag the triangle up and reverse the keyframes and easy ease them. We'll add a little bit of rotation on the triangle. You're not forced to exactly follow how I'm animating, you can still try something by yourself. I'm trying to find the exact spot on which the rotation will occur. Great! We'll also animate the 2 other triangles like that. I'm accelerating this part because I'm just repeating what we've done before. Now, I'm just readjust the keyframes. Skip 5 frames and select all the keyframes and push them to the 5th frame. Push all the keyframes of the rotation at the beginning of the keyframe's position to see what it will look like. Perfect. We'll go on to the Your Name text layer and animate the position. Enable the keyframes of the position and display the first at the start and the last at first second of the timeline. And drag the text to the right. Easy ease the keyframes and change the graph. Skip 5 keyframes by holding Ctrl plus the right directional arrow on your keyboard. Double-click on the pre-comp. Without moving the blue lecture bar, drag all the keyframes to the lecture bar. I'm not really sure it's actually the real name of this bar. In French it's called barre de lecture. I've just inversed the name lol. Anyway. Now, let's animate the 3 subtitle text. Select the 3 texts. Enable the keyframes of their positions. And display them at the start and at 1 second. Just drag down the text. Inverse the keyframes and easy ease them. Also edit the graph is important. Hold Shift and press T to reveal the opacity of the texts. Push them forward and enable the other keyframes. And drag down the opacity to 0%. Select all the keyframes' opacity and easy ease them. Good. Skip 5 frames by holding Ctrl and pressing 5 times your right directional arrow on your keyboard. Select the 3 layers and drag them. At this point, we'll create a sort of stairs. Skip now 3 frames and drag the other 2 layers. I think you understood what I mean now. Same for the last layer. Good. Let's have a preview. Wow! We almost done for the first one. We must add an ending on our lower third. Before, let's go and reduce this lower third and properly scale it and arrange it. Okay, I think it's well arranged now. For the ending of the lower third, select all the layers in the comp and go to Layer Pre-Comp and rename it All Contents. Okay. Create a solid layer and rename it Matte. The color doesn't matter. Disable the visibility if you like, but for me I will, because I'm not saying anything. Disable the join icon on the scale. Go to 2:15 and put a keyframe there. And put another keyframe on 3:2 with a 0% value. Press F9 to easy ease the keyframes and edit the graph. Just toggle the modes and enable the alpha matte on the pre-comp. Let's preview it. Great! But the animation is a little bit too fast. Space the keyframes and see how it does. Perfect. We done with the first lower third. I'll put a background image. I don't like this dark background. This comp is too long, I'll split it to have space to put other lower thirds. Create a new composition. Change width to 1920 and height to 600, and rename the comp Lower Thirds 02. Double-click on the rectangle tool to create a full rectangle. Add a fill effect. And change the color to white but not too white. Rename the layer White BG, and rescale the shape at 90%. OK. Select round corners and put the radius at 30. Go to the rectangle contents and convert the rectangle path 1 to Bezier path. Next, select the ellipse tool and create an ellipse on the middle of the comp. Hold Shift and Ctrl while dragging down the mouse. And align the shape on the middle. Drag the shape to the left and center the anchor point of the shape. Now, add a 4-color gradient to the shape and put any color you want. Move a little bit the points of the colors to match your idea if you got one. Okay, fine. Duplicate the round shape. And delete the 4-color effect. Add a fill effect, and change the color to white. Change the scale shape to 90%. Now, select the 2 layers and pre-compose them. Rename the pre-comp to Round Shape and press OK. Center the anchor point of the shape, it's very important. To not waste time, we'll copy the pre-made text animation done before, and paste it on the comp we're actually working on. Pre-compose the text and rename it. Change the color to not be confused. Double-click and edit the comp settings like we've done for the previous text. Align the text and the anchor point. Oh, sorry. Realign it again. Okay, now is fine. Go back to the lower third comp and rescale the pre-comp text to 35%. Add fill and change the color to black, but not too black. A type of gray like this. Reduce the scale a little bit again. Okay. Good now. Take the text tool and add a text. Rename it your title here. Center the anchor point of the text. Pre-compose the text and rename it. Change the text pre-comp settings as always. Increase the scale to 250%. And align the text on the middle. Add a fill effect and copy the color of the above text. Align the text. Good. Create another round shape layer. Copy the effect for gradient on the round shape pre-comp. And paste it on the round shape. Adjust the points of the color. When you're done, pre-compose the round shape. Center the anchor point. And create mask on the shape to create a hole. Press Ctrl-T to enable the transform options on the mask. Hold Shift and Ctrl and drag the mask up. Put the shape at the bottom and rescale the shape at 60%. Double-click on the shape pre-comp and edit the points of colors to match it for the previous comp. Okay, good. Let's create a triangle. Pre-compose it and rename it Triangle 02. Create a mask on the triangle and invert it. Press Ctrl-T to show the transform option and adjust the whole of the triangle. Okay, now put the scale at 25% and drag it up. If you like, you can rotate it. Add a gradient ramp. Select any color you desire and press OK. Let's arrange the start and end ramp. Fine. Let's start the animation. Select the white background, go to the path, and enable the keyframes on 0 second. And at 1 second, drag the right part of the rectangle to the left. Ease the keyframes and inverse them. Go to the graph and copy how it's displayed. OK. Now, select the round shape layer and create a mask. Hold Shift and Control while dragging the mouse and inverse the mask. Increase the mask to completely remove the white shape. Press M to show the mask path and enable its keyframes. One at 1 second and the last at 0. Just follow the animation. Now, we'll animate the scale. Put the first keyframe at 0% and the second 100%. And edit the graph. Next, we'll animate the scale of both the triangle and the round shape. We're done with round and triangle shape. Let's take a look at the text layer. Double-click on the text layer and go on to the Your Name pre-comp layer and copy the animators. To go and paste it on the previous text layer. Nice! Skip 5 frames and push the white background keyframes behind. Select the 2 text layer and also drag them behind. Same for the 2 shape layers above. Readjust the layers and the keyframes if it's necessary for you. Select the 2 text layers and animate their positions. Good. Now, we'll add the wiggle position presets and change the wiggle amount to 8 pixels. Copy the preset and paste it on the other triangle. Great! We'll now add an image on the round shape. Pre-compose the image and rename it Image Input and press OK. Create now a mask on the image to only keep a specific part of it, which is the face. Good. Now, let's find the good timing for the image to appear. You can increase the image, but you must have to re-edit the mask of the pre-comp. Perfect, we found our timing. Let's have a preview. Awesome! Go back to the all lower third comp and drag the lower third 02 to the timeline. Reduce it at 50% and reposition it. Great! I'm trying to find at which point I'll split the comp. Okay. Here's fine. Go to Edit, Split Layer or Ctrl-Shift-D to split the comp. Delete the second comp. Duplicate it. Drag it at the end of the forward comp. And reverse the speed of the comp. Let's take a look. Awesome! We'll create a new composition for the last lower third with the same settings and press OK. Rename it Lower Third 03. Select the rectangle tool and draw a rectangle as shown. Push it down here. Okay, it's good. Rename the shape Colorful Line. Go to the properties and enable round corners. Put the radius at 50 and push a little bit the rectangle. Add a gradient ramp effect and change the start and end color. Swap the colors and change the positions of the ramps. Add a glow effect on the layer to make it more shiny. When you're done, go back to the lower third 02 and copy the Your Name text layer. And paste it on the lower third 03 comp. Pre-compose it. Rename it. Change the comp setting as always. Rescale the text layer and make some other changes. Copy the text and paste it. Pre-compose the text and rename it. Double-click and edit the comp setting like we done before. Change the font style from black to regular and realign the text. Readjust the text. Fine. Copy these two shapes and paste them on this comp. Readjust it as you need. Add a gradient ramp effect. And change the colors. Also add a glow effect to make it shiny too. Put the threshold at 55%, radius at 50 and intensity at 101. Now, we'll do the same for the triangle. Copy the effects on the round shape and paste it on the triangle. Try to fix the start and end ramp of the gradient if needed. Nice! Animate the position of the rectangle. Inverse the keyframes and edit the graph. Good. Let's animate the position of this two-layer text. And you push it to the right. Select all the keyframes, inverse them, ease them, and edit the graph. Yeah, we done. Go to the all lower thirds comp. And drag the lower third 03 onto the timeline. Scale it as you think it's good. And push the comp behind for the timing at which it will appear. Okay. Here it's pretty nice. Let's find a place to split the layer. Okay, duplicate the layer and reverse the time. Let's have a quick look. Oh, there's this mistake here, let us fix it. Just push the comp at the exact ending of the comp in front. Now, let's have our final look at the video. Wow! Great job, my friend. We did it! On the next tutorial, I'll show you how to render these lower thirds templates into motion graphic templates. It enables you to easily use them on Premiere Pro for your next personal or commercial project. Just stay tuned for the next tutorial. That's the end of this tutorial. Thanks for watching. It was a pleasure as always. I hope you appreciate it. Like, share and don't forget to subscribe for more upcoming tutorials. It was Graphity. See you on the next tutorial.